So you have this great idea and you want to quit your day job. And you're asking yourself, should I quit my job to do this? And in this video, I want to cover this answer because I asked this myself many, many times. And I had friends and people that asked me this many, many times. And if you don't want to stay to the end of the video, the answer is no, you shouldn't. But I want to cover 3 reasons why you shouldn't, and then 3 ways you can actually quit your job and when you can actually quit your job. So let's start with the 3 reasons why you shouldn't. One, you don't know if the business is going to work. There is a huge chance of those ideas cannot turn into an actual business, or if it turn, it will take time for the business to produce something similar to what your day job is giving you, instead of stability and security and so forth. Number two, there is a difference between having an idea, having the capacity to execute that idea into an actual business. What I mean by that, you might think you have this big idea that is easy to implement, that it will give you the freedom that you want. But the reality might be that you're maybe not able to execute that, or maybe you need some people that help to execute that. So if you quit your job, you will be in this kind of a middle where you don't have anything to fall back into, and then you don't have your business. So it's a very bad idea until you have that part of the business figured out. Number three, there is an actual break-even point where you can have this certainty that quitting your job might be a good idea. What I mean by that, if you look at your income as a chart, right, or your startup as a chart, and you look at your income from your work as a line, the moment you see this kind of a side hustle or side business crossing the path of where you feel that you are making the same money or kind of the same money that you're making with your current job, then it might be a good idea to start thinking about quitting. But what I'm saying is start thinking about quitting your job, because it might be that at some point, hey, I'm making some returns of my investment, or I'm making some returns of my business. It might look like you have this kind of a way to achieve independence, but depending on what you do, the market might tell you otherwise. It might be that you have ups and downs. You need to really understand the cycles of your business. So what I always advise when it comes to try to quitting your job. Number one is, I think it's awesome. Anyone has an idea and wants to pursue it and it wants to have this side hustle, as long as it doesn't affect your main job, because that can get you into trouble really fast. So if you plan really well, if you can start a side business, everyone nowadays, most of the people can start a side business. There are a few that might be lucky enough to have some, I call it fucking money, or have some savings that will allow them to, yes, definitely go from one day to the next, quit their job and start doing something. But if you're not that kind of person, you're struggling and you have to say, okay, I want to start this business, but I cannot quit my job, there's a way you can do it. Number one, you need to plan it out. I keep saying this, it seems obvious, just put it on paper. I actually yesterday had a conversation with a friend. He wants to start something new, and what we did, we jump on a call, we create a Miro board, and we start throwing ideas that we start mapping it out. It doesn't have to be a Miro board, can be a Notion page, can be a paper, can be whatever you want. So you map it out. You have an idea what you want to do, where you're now, what you need, where you're gonna go. The second part you will need is to plan the financials, like how the business will look like. What do you need cash-wise to produce X amount of cash out? That is very simple. You have many tools. You can use an Excel spreadsheet. You can use something like the platform that I'm building. It's called Everything. I'm going to leave the link below. So this is a very simple planning tool where you're going to put your expenses, you're going to put what you're planning to sell, and you're going to show you how your business is going to evolve through time. And you say, okay, this is what the point where this become convenient for me or not. What I would recommend most, and I'm talking about businesses, not probably a tech startup or a startup. I'm talking about business in general, something you can start doing on the side and slowly grow it up until the point that you can actually jump from your job. Map it out, put it on paper. You should plan your numbers. And then number three would be how to plan the actual execution and just start. There will be businesses that are easier to start with. If you are starting a freelance business, you're starting an illustration business, you're starting something that is you providing services, that normally has a lower barrier. But if you're starting something that it has to do with products, it has to do with something you have to produce yourself, either by buying through a vendor or even just present yourself, it's going to take more time. So good planning is key. But I think it's a very bad idea if you just quit your job from one day to the next. The moment where you're able to quit your job, it will be very evident to you. And again, be careful to pay attention to your current job. Don't let your side hustle interfere with your current job, because that can get you into trouble. But it will be a point when this side hustle of this business you're trying to start will become to take shape, and it will become to give you signs that it's working, and it will come to, you will start feeling it that this is the right time. Just go full into this job. But there is this misconception, mostly in tech businesses, that you have to just go from one day to the next. And that's not true. It's very organic. It's very organic, especially because in case of services, most people are trying to quit their jobs to start kind of a different pathway, a different career path. So that can be very challenging. And if you do it slowly, it will take time. There is no magic formula. Everyone telling you differently online that you're gonna do X, Y, Z, and you're gonna achieve amazing results in no time. This is lying to you. Imagine that if it was so easy to build a business, everyone would be doing it. No one will be suffering in 9 to 6 or a job they hate. Everyone will pursue what they want. Making a business might not be for everyone. So you have to be sure that it's for you. I'm experimenting with the videos I'm creating. I'm trying to share ideas. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to learn something about anything in general, let me know. I will try to make it happen. I'm trying to just figure out how this works. So if you like it, you know what to do. Subscribe, leave a comment, and all this stuff below. And that's it.